I've been watching high school recruits on this channel for like 6, 7 months now, and I don't think I've watched a single Illini commit. So definitely excited to watch this kid finally mixing up some schools. Yo, I love watching Texas commits. I love watching Georgia commits, but at the same time, I'm like, they play football in other states, so definitely excited to watch this kid. Nasir Rankin, 2026 receiver, 5'11 and a half, 180, Morgan Park, Chicago, Illinois. Says he's staying home. Like I said, just recently committed to the Fighting Illini, so get started. This kid will also be playing basketball for Illinois, so we're dealing with a dual sport athlete here. Darren Williams, loved him, Illini guy. So, like I said, I didn't say this yet. Football, very physical sport. A lot of times watching these receivers, we don't really talk about the physical aspect of the game just because it doesn't show up as much. But when we're watching linemen, D linemen, we talk about it all the time. You're not going to get away with this in basketball. I'll tell you that much. That's a charging call right there. But so to have a kid that brings a level of physicality to your receiver room, and it's not just a guy that's going to run around people, it's nice. So I think this kid's a great athlete so far. I've actually already watched this tape, so I kind of know what we're going to be looking at. And I think his release is really good, but this is kind of a coaching point here, I think, where this kid athletically has a great release, but then there's the more of the coaching part. Watch him just go down. Watch him just go down and then out. Watch how he lowers his hips here, and then he's releasing. He's so fast that you almost can't see it, but at the next level, those are the split seconds that you need. The ball's going to be coming out quicker. But athletically, this kid's obviously a very good athlete. I mean, you won't even see this on the basketball court. Like, this doesn't translate. Like, I'm trying to look for things that translate, and this kid's just a great football player. So this isn't a kid that plays basketball and we'll also have him on the football roster. I think this kid's definitely a difference maker. I can speak to the football aspects. I'm not a basketball guy, but this kid's undersized. 5'11". When I first heard Illinois got a receiver that's going to be playing on both sides or both basketball and football, you weren't expecting 5'11". I'm thinking, we're gonna watch a 6'2", 6'3" point guard or something, but no, this kid's gonna be 5'11". So probably talking slot receiver with this kid, I think. Which is just fine, physically he's not at the top end. Here it is again with this hitch. It's just like it's a split second, but in high school you're gonna get away with it. He's just way more athletic than everybody, but yeah. So we're gonna be talking slot receiver with this kid at the next level. He competes definitely, but there's just some natural inhibitants, some natural constraint just being the size he is. So then it's like, well, does he make up for the size? We're not just adding this kid just because he's small and fast, right? Like he's got to have traits to make up for him being 5'11", and I definitely think he does. I think this kid's going to be a good separator at the next level. I don't even want to call him a raw athlete because he actually is a good football player along with just being a great athlete. Like I said, he's also playing basketball. That takes a certain level of athleticism to play both sports at the Big Ten level. And Illinois, legit football program, legit basketball program. It's not like it's going to be impressive if he can pull it off, but we've been watching, very fun highlight tape so far, and I actually think this is the best route he's run on the whole thing yet. So a lot of the stuff we haven't seen hasn't been a whole lot of nuance route running. This isn't really nuance, but it's really just been get him the ball and then let him do his thing, and he's great at that. That's fine. In high school, you can run around the defenses if you're as athletic as this kid, but on Saturdays it's just not going to fly. But this kind of stuff translates. This is a great route here, I think, and not just the route running, not just the technique, but also the burst of speed that he picks up right after the stem here. Once he's changing direction into that, what is that? Not 45-degree angle, but 17 and a half or whatever. You'll see a lot of kids lose their speed. They'll be fast in a straight line, and then they don't really have that acceleration once they change direction. And just because we're thorough here on this channel, we're gonna watch some of the hoops. Just a couple clips here. So this kid can dunk. Not so impressed by the dunk, but just watch this. It's the same stuff we just saw on the football field show up on the basketball court. Sometimes you'll see it the other way around, not really work. Like kids will be explosive on the basketball court, but not on the football field. But watch this burst of energy right there. It wasn't so much of the vertical, but him driving towards the rack there, and then he got up. Same thing here. So we're going to give him a 3 on the frame. 5'11". It's a 6-point scale average. 5 on the change of direction. 6 on the burst. So like the explosiveness, the acceleration. Definitely think that kid's up there. 5 on the ball skills. 5 on the long speed. 6 on the short area quickness. So definitely excited to watch this kid at the next level, at the next levels, plural, him playing both sports. But you guys let me know anybody else you want me to watch. Thanks for watching. Definitely one of the funner highlight tapes in this 26 circles so far. So, Cycle, thanks for watching.